Yeah. Jesus
Came
Christ.
back all like fucked up.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh man. Okay. We are live.
Oh, it was better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's like
Okay. So just make sure there's flat parts against your face, I guess. Welcome back
oh, we're live.
to Pass the Aisle
Pass the aisle every Thursday.
every Thursday at 11. I'm bursting with excitement because I just got off an interview. Wasn't even an interview, it was more like a chit chat conversation with somebody I feel like I've known all my life.
Oh, cool. You're
I love her. Yeah. Okay. So last
tell
week,
me more.
since today's May. Oh no, it's April 25th. I gotta say the date. It's April 25th, 2019. This is gonna be our last show of the month.
Yeah, today's the last show of
Dang,
April.
so quick.
Yeah, I remember when I emailed a client, I was like, yeah, I'll meet you on May 25th. He's like, well, my wedding's on May 19th. Oh, I'm at April 25th.
Yeah. He's like, what? Anyway, so last show was we had some tension on that show because we were going through a lot of stress, and you were seeing it live on the show. After that show, we had a little deeper conversation into that, and so as you guys know, and as you know, Chi, what I wanted to say is like, this show is for us to just work on each other.
Mhm.
That's my number one priority, is to work on each other, to be better, for me to be better for you, and hopefully you do the same for me, and we just be better for each other. So the tension that we felt last week was mitigated by us feeling more supported, I think, by each other in terms of managing this company, because we had the conversation of, well, why do we have to talk about business? And I was like, well, marriage and business for us in particular is all that we've done. And I just got off an interview with a lovely girl. Her name is Courtney Pham. So she the Vietnamese. So she like gets it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my other star player on the team, Qua, he's also Vietnamese, and so I feel like it's sort of happening that way. Like all the Vietnamese are like, you get it,
Yeah.
you get it. And
Yeah.
anyway,
James.
James,
He's a Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, yeah.
Came over yesterday.
So anyway, I just got done telling her, like, yeah, we do this show, and like it was nice to tell somebody again and remind myself again what the show is about. And it's like, this is our marriage counselor, basically. And in effect, it also kind of counsels our business, because our marriage and our business are like this. It's been like this for 10 plus years. So, we shouldn't shy away, we try to keep things as separate as possible when appropriate, but I feel too that we also shouldn't shy away from that overlap. There is going to be an overlap, and that we should embrace it.
Mhm.
And what I've learned in the past week of the tension that I was going through in terms of handling that disappointment that I was going through at that time has been really eye-opening as a business owner, or somebody that does this thing of entrepreneuring, is like to accept those moments of disappointment. Like you said, like you were saying it to me, but like you, sometimes I need a different language or a different tone or a different message for me to really understand the concept of not being attached to disappointment, not being attached to failure, not being emotionally attached. And what I learned over the past week was, if you think that other people are going to care about your business the way that you care, it's laughable. You're unreasonable for thinking other people can care as much as you care. It's not possible. And like you said, if they're not employees, if you're not taking care of them 100% and satisfying their every single security like an employee, then you cannot expect to go through that, to journal about it, to listen to a lot of Gary Vee videos where he's very good at cutting off the emotionality of running business. He's like, Why would you care that way? It's laughable. Of course they're not going to care, but it's not a bad thing. If you can elevate yourself to know that and be aware of that and not have any expectations of people, then you won't be disappointed
And you won't get hurt.
and you won't get hurt and you'll be
So-
happier.
So I feel like, yeah, we care for our team. I mean, we're always there, even though, like, we're both very personable people.
Yeah.
So when our team works with us, we also like to ask them about how's life, how's they have their 9 to 5 jobs, they
Yes.
have their own lives during the week, and we have our own lives. So, but like, we just want to relate. We
Yeah.
don't want to be complete strangers when we show up to work.
Yeah.
Because our job is different.
Yeah.
Everyone works separately. We're not in one building, building a relationship together.
Right.
Yeah. So it's different. We need to catch up.
Right.
But we do care for them. You
Right.
know, like things that we learned back in the day from Super Jewelry Co. working with Tony is that if your team has the right mindset, if they're mentally stable, then their work will be mentally stable, and
Right.
they'll be willing to focus on what needs to be done.
Yeah.
But if their life is shit and like something happened, then the work is not going to look that great, you know?
Right.
Because they can't focus. They're thinking about something else.
Right.
Yeah, it's 50%.
Yeah.
So you want to be 100% in what you do, but first we need to, help each other. And in business, it's all about helping each other.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's always been helping each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just listened to another thing this morning, another podcast, the Genius Brain podcast, and they were talking about how do you choose the right friends, or how do you choose the right people to surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you got to cut out the toxicity. And over the years, like, they're business owners and they've learned, like, yeah, I may have, I don't let my emotions dictate the smart choice anymore. Like, we may have made, say, a small little connection, or you could, we have said some stuff to each other and we're cool, or we're homies or whatever. But if somebody's not doing their job, then I have to be smart. I have to cut it out, as a business owner. And that made me feel supported in my choice, where it was like, it was our choice to make the decision that we made. But I felt supported in it, and I felt even more I guess supported to do it again if I have to. Right? Like, to just be smart and to not let emotion run how you do things.
Yeah.
To be smart, right? And so that's kind of like what you laid out for me too, like after the show.
Well, I thought of it, like,
because I wasn't feeling your.
But it's been a trend. Like, over the years that we've seen similar cases. So I'm like thinking to myself, why,
Why? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That's because most companies, they have capital, and, they are financially stable day to day, and they can pay out people.
Yeah.
Right? Where I would say, for ourselves, I would say we're financially stable.
Yeah.
But, for the people that work with us, are we able to, have financial security for them?
Right.
Right. And they're thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, okay, I need to book more weddings on my side in order to work with you.
Yeah.
They're in survival mode
to
try and balance us and their life.
Right.
And I get that.
Right.
So I get, like, when, our schedule is not your priority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm thankful, for those that, been patient with us throughout the years and, sacrifice their time to help us.
Yes.
So,
I'm so thankful.
In return, we love to help our team.
Right.
And if we had, like, we don't want to go public ever. Like,
No.
we spoke about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the moment that we go public, some big dogs are going to, manage the company and tell us what to do, and we don't want someone running the company that we've been running for 10 years.
Yeah.
Very similar, like McDonald's, where we saw that movie and a guy just kind of took over and exploded McDonald's. Yeah, he brought more profit to McDonald's, but
Yeah.
took out the originality of what McDonald's was supposed to be,
Right.
other than being cheap hamburgers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. On that end, like the McDonald's story, that was really interesting. Where it's like, okay, like yeah, you took it and you ran with it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I didn't finish that movie. But the founder of the company wasn't along for the ride for that. He didn't agree with that.
Yeah, but then he signed a paper that he misread, and basically,
Well, it's his fault.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't, you got to take
Yeah.
responsibility for
Yeah.
your actions. You can't just blame. So
Yeah.
I think that's important too. It's like, well, you signed it over.
Yeah.
If you didn't read the thing correctly, then you must take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
There will be a consequence to your ignorance, and that's important too for a business owner to understand. Is like me hiring and effectively firing the way that we did was a reflection of me ultimately, not of that person. So in the end, like I said, it's always your fault in terms of, yes, it's always you making that decision if you're a business owner to take responsibility for what you do. And I was like, okay, cool. So I've had a week to kind of go through the motions and everything, and it was looking quite bleak. And a couple days ago, we had an opportunity to go out, and I think that was pretty cool too, because that was the day we went to Bruno's, and you were really urging me to get out of the house.
Yeah, how did you feel? Like, was I challenging you?
You were challenging me, but at the same time, I was you were just showing your support.
Yeah.
I was already challenging myself in that I was even listening to you.
Yeah.
I was even considering going out. That was the challenge for me.
Yeah.
For you to go, you got to get out, or you can't stay here forever.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, that was just you being supportive, which I understood. It's like, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your mind is so powerful.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with what I'm dealing with, which is a lot of anxiety, I just went through, like maybe a week ago, I went through a real panic attack with my family. And we couldn't go out because of my panic attack.
Yeah.
And I felt very guilty and ashamed and all that stuff. But they showed their support by being unconditionally loving and understanding. And they said, we don't have to go out. It's okay. You could tell me. My dad even told me, like, he slowly slapped me because I was crying in the car, and I felt so guilty and bad that I was feeling this way, and I could not control the way that I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I felt this sort of loss of control, which I hate. It makes me feel weak and vulnerable. But my dad was here, right here. I was crying. My mom's here. My sister, Jenna was in the back, and they were like, "It's okay." And I was telling myself that too. I was like, it's okay if I take a crap in my pants, like, because that's what was going through my mind. I have IBS, and so I was like,
well, you ate something bad. So.
I ate something bad, and it was really doing a number on me, and I didn't feel good, but I knew my mom wanted to go to Din Tai Fung, but it was like freaking traffic. There was all this stuff. My dad moves at like a turtle pace, and that was giving me anxiety because usually you drive, and it gives me comfort to know that we're gonna get there quick and safe. so like when I didn't have that, I was freaking out. And even though I was telling myself, calm down, you're safe, you're supported, I couldn't get out of it until my dad was like, it's okay, you can tell me, Dad, I don't feel good, let's just stay home, and that's okay. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And my mom said the same thing. I know how it feels, it's okay. And Jenna, just was like patting me like this. So I was like, I felt instantly better.
Yeah.
And to know that they support you no matter what, even though I felt I was being bitch made, because it was like, dude, why can't I get out of there was the first time I had a real panic attack.
yeah, I bumped into a client that had IBS, and
Mm.
yeah, he deals with the same thing. He said the same thing. I'm like, for
Really?
me to be on this engagement session right
No,
now,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
I have to
who?
take my mind
Oh,
out.
I don't want to put him on
Yeah,
blast, but
so
like, yeah. So anyway,
people have it, but they don't reveal it.
because you know why, and I know why. Because in my experience, it feels really shameful. It feels very shameful to feel like there's something easy.
Yeah,
Like I should be able to overcome this. Like why? Like don't you want to go out? Like I say that to myself. Don't you want to go out? Don't you want to enjoy the world and travel and do the things that you want to do? And I'm like, yes, but, right? And there's always the grumble in the stomach happens, the sweat in the hands, the constant thinking about where's the bathroom, or
let me ask you
you know what
this:
I mean?
like you said, the things that I want to do, but if you didn't have IBS, would you still want to do it?
Yeah, I would.
Like, would you be up to do anything?
I'd be
Like,
up to do anything.
would you be more outgoing? Would you?
Outgoing? No, I don't
Or
know if
you'll
I
still
would.
be the same
I'll
person?
still be the same person,
Yeah.
but I do love experiencing things with you.
Yeah.
Like once you force me into those moments,
Yeah.
or like when we go anywhere, before we actually get to the moment of actually fishing, actually enjoying, actually doing the thing, there's
Yeah.
the shit in between that happens, which is getting in the car, waiting in line, waiting on the plane, waiting wherever where I don't have access, and that's what gets in my brain. And so I think about, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it was 5 minutes in a line, the 5 minutes turns into eternity, because every second passes where in
Well, I
your
feel
mind it's like,
it's been stronger and more prevalent now versus a long time ago when we first
I was suffering in silence before.
But we were golfing, and it looks like you were just
No, golf.
having
That's what I'm saying. So when
Okay.
we're finally doing the activity,
Yeah.
I'm okay because I'm distracted.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
I'm being present.
Yeah.
But when I'm being anxious, which is you're thinking about the future or stuck in the past,
Yeah.
right? I explained that. Which is, it's very powerful for somebody who has IBS, because they think about the past, which something shitty happened to them, something traumatic happened, and then they worry about the future because something could happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because I ate the wrong food, or because I'm stuck in a car, or whatever. Or say if you're in a car full of strangers who don't understand the predicament of IBS. They don't understand that. And some people will be like, and even my closest friends, I'll be like, man, I have IBS. I'm sorry, I can't come out to you. And then sometimes they're like, I don't know if it's because they don't know what to say, but they'll be like, oh yeah, I think I have IBS too. I was like, don't fucking tell me that. Don't fucking say
Who
that.
said that?
Like my cousin said that. Kwa said that.
Kwa said
that to me,
You
and
have
I'm like,
IBS,
you
Kwa.
shut the fuck up, okay? Don't tell me that shit.
man.
Yeah. Because they don't understand. I know they're just trying to like kind of relate to me or whatever, or I'm not gonna assume whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, don't say that, because I've been dealing with this since 6th grade, and I've been suffering in silence up until this point, and it is a real thing that I need to deal with. And the way that I feel that I can deal with it in my adulthood is to talk about it, is to finally tell people what I'm dealing with, because they didn't have a diagnosis for it until pretty recent. So they're just like, oh, you have IBS. And then they didn't even have any dietary guidelines 3 years ago. There was no dietary guidelines. Now they have dietary guidelines, and now cool, I'm actually making some progress.
Yeah, there was like no treatment when I was in nursing, and
No
I
treatment.
came across it was like pathophysiology, and I had to study different. We were in the stomach part in patho, and we were studying about, it said IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had a test on it, and I was like, what the heck is this?
It's in your head. Is that
I was
the
like,
question?
I was like, what is this doing in here? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like a patho. It's
Yeah.
not anything crazy that's poisoning, right?
Well, see,
Yeah.
so there comes
It's not.
it's not anything crazy.
It's not
so
disease.
so that's what you say. And they'll say it's not a life-threatening disease, and they don't
Yeah.
treat it with critical compassion or care
Yeah.
because it's not something like that. It's not cancer,
Yeah.
which that's what Western medicine looks at. It's like what are the immediate dangers to life? Then we can really focus on that and really have diagnosis for that and all that stuff. But the things that are more related to emotion
Yeah.
or trauma or whatever the fuck's going on, autoimmune even. I've been researching that a little bit because I'm still trying to find ways to manage my
It's
condition.
almost like an autoimmune.
It's basically autoimmune because
Yeah.
you can't eat certain things that shouldn't harm you.
But almost everyone have some factor of autoimmune to a certain food.
Maybe,
Where-
yeah.
Like,
But that's because, say, like for you, for example, you can't eat certain cheeses because most cheese is processed in a
yeah.
very poor way.
Yeah.
And so a lot of hormones or whatever, and you react poorly to that.
Yeah, so it's like,
Whereas my condition is like, you can't even eat organic, clean garlic and vegetables.
yeah.
That's weird. That should not be.
Yeah.
I should be able, I'm an omnivore. I'm a human.
like-
and I should be able to eat everything.
Yeah, my friends can't eat peanuts, or I forget what Allison has, but yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's almost autoimmune. So I've been looking into carnivore diet. I've been
Mhm.
looking into different dietary elimination diets, what I can eliminate.
Yeah.
And I'm down to a pretty small list right now. But I know I can get better because I'm still a little bloated. I
But
still
there's
feel
always a balance in a way that you're doing this, but you may live longer.
Maybe.
It's like a good, really great diet.
No, it is great. I haven't had a
Yeah.
lot of processed sugar in
It's a,
a long
clean
time.
diet, yeah.
Yeah.
Not, eh, I'm probably, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Just studying my habits right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you're building more self-awareness, a lot of self-control,
Yeah.
which is great, it's good timing, for the both of us.
Self-control like crazy. Every time we go out, even in Whole Foods,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
can't grab that, can't put this,
yeah.
can't put that.
Yeah.
It's hard walking through those aisles.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I'm like touching that dark chocolate.
I can't even eat food that my mom makes, man.
I know.
That is the worst. I always like came to terms with that the other day, this week.
Because your mom loves garlic.
My mom, I mean, Filipino food has garlic and onion, right?
I mean, most times when she cooks, it's her recipe, her own.
Oh,
thing,
but it
right?
always has
It
hella
always
garlic.
have a lot of garlic.
Garlic
yeah.
and onion, the good shit, right? And like,
I mean, that's what brings flavor when you.
it does. It does. Well, I'm finding like I've never been. I didn't think I was that attached to food. I think I'm more attached to the fact that I want to participate in what my mom has made, right? And when I feel like I can't enjoy that, it's like it sucks.
I wish I wasn't attached to food. That's awesome.
I know I want to eat all that stuff. Like I feel
food to me is like whiskey. I feel right.
How?
Because you get to taste is the experience you're tasting. It's new. It's like you're searching for a different palate.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So that thing in you that is like always searching for something new.
Yeah, but then sometimes when you do get that palate that you really like, then you devour it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes me a little sad.
But Whole Foods got you.
Yeah.
They have your back.
Yeah, they got sourdough and they got meat. Well, it's been kind of working where I really only eat one type of vegetable. I eat one type of bread.
That's new.
I can eat plantain chips, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Can't eat a lot of them like I used to. I can eat a whole bag before. Whole bag of chips.
You already know that was unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just used up all the cards when I was young, and then finally it was like, nope, you used up all your cards. Now you can really only eat this. And so I was like, okay. So I'm finding things within the diet that I'm like, cool, at least I have this.
Yeah.
At least I have this. We're gonna get into making our own sourdough bread. That's awesome.
Tomorrow,
Hopefully.
if you're making it happen, I gotta record it.
Yeah,
Well, no,
yeah,
I can't record it. I'm not gonna have a wedding tomorrow.
yeah. Well, I'm
Well,
supposed
aren't
to be
you?
out there.
Well, you don't need to be out there all day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
Yeah,
want to get the team. Yeah,
yeah.
I want to get the team. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So maybe some sourdough bread. We're supposed to learn who won the Bodie competition for the coffee roasting thing.
On Saturday, right?
I would love to try who are the top 10 so I could
I
learn
think
and
it is
stuff.
a cupping, right?
Well, they've been cupping, so they already finished Africa and they've moved on to South America already.
What did you submit?
I submitted both categories. So
Africa
I thought my Africa one was pretty good. Was pretty damn good. That was the best one that I've roasted so far. That had a great
Yeah.
rate of rise and the data, and I was like, cool. I love this one. I wasn't feeling my Brazil. I was like, I know I could do that one better, but maybe next time.
Oh,
'cause
Ethiopia.
that's the one from
Oh,
Africa.
okay.
Yeah. So
I
we'll
didn't know
we'll find
Ethiopia
out.
was-
But Ethiopia's in Africa.
Not the Middle East or something.
No. So yeah, we'll find out what that's about on Saturday. But yeah, so oh yeah, and my other news, yeah, we just hired on a second shooter
you
for
did?
Jenna.
You already mentioned that, I thought.
Well, I wanted to also share that it was a pretty interesting week because it's really important when you're hiring and firing. I started watching a lot of videos from Gary Vee about hiring and firing, still putting forth the idea of fire quickly, hire slowly.
Mhm.
So while I feel that my decision to hire is quick on the outside, on the inside I'm still reserved. I'm very excited. I've put forth and been as transparent as I can be in terms of wanting to build a relationship slowly, wanting to build a friendship, wanting to do all these things. That is my goal, and I made that really clear this time.
Well, so when you met with this person, and how many others applied for this job?
Maybe about 12 so far.
And out of all of them, this was
the
person
one
that stood out.
Yeah, followed instructions exactly.
Yeah.
You can find out a lot when you word your ad correctly.
Yeah.
So that was my goal, was to kind of make it blunt and get to the point, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to waste that time during talking to you. I want to
Yeah.
just get to the point. And so I felt good in that when I made the ad.
How about when you found
Twan, I took some shortcuts,
Okay.
and then
You got the shortcut.
and I got my
Okay.
shortcut answer, right? So with this one, I didn't take shortcuts, and I didn't take shortcuts in my mind as well.
Yeah.
So that, I think, was an important distinction between, and that was something that I was like, oh, that's what I did with Qua.
You
In
took
terms
shortcuts?
in terms of my mind,
Oh,
like
okay.
I needed to have my mind in the right, I guess, like vortex, like I'm gonna find this person.
Yeah.
Right. And you reminded me that as well. You said you're gonna find who you're looking for. I was like, yeah,
You
you're
wrote
right.
it down.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
I wrote it down in my journal.
Oh yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah, I wrote it down in my journal. I said I'm gonna find the right person for us. And I was able to even tell my mom too, and she's like, you will find the right person.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And there's always moments where we talked about this.
Hear someone say
You need some support.
Yeah.
That's so important to have support, because you can tell yourself all day, which is great. But if
Yeah.
you're not somebody like Gary Vee, who can be self-sufficient in his own
Yeah, you
support,
need that support.
it helps. It helps to have
Because-
validation.
Because I'll be like, some days like we're not booking, and then someone said you will book,
Mm-hmm.
you will get your wedding, you
Yeah.
will meet your quota,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I say that.
you say that, and then I speak to Nathan. He's like, just relax, it will come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like-
Nathan's really good too.
I'm like, oh, okay.
You're asking Nathan, and Nathan's reassuring you, and he has
No,
less.
this is when we first started.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
was like,
You
he's
know,
not even
always-
in the
he
game.
always would say that.
But
I'm
he's a
like,
great friend.
Yeah.
He knows what a friend needs to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always been a great friend. Anyway, so yeah, having the mindset in the right place, like I will find that person, and not like the next person I find, I'm just gonna go for it or whatever. I'm just gonna try to make it fit, and it's hard to tell when you're doing that to yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
But this time I was like, more detached, but not in a way that's not smart.
Mm-hmm.
detached in a smart way. And so I just read through all the inquiries that come through, and I'm like, the moment I see something I don't like, I'm like, reject. And then I see how well they follow directions. I look at their social. Social has to line up, and I start digging into Courtney's things, and I was like, dude, this person is what we need. For one, her attitude is bubbly, passionate, service based.
Okay.
Asian, understands.
Always.
Asian. I don't know. I don't know. I feel more comfortable if you have grown up in an Asian household. Not that I'm judging on that, but like usually it just lines up that way.
Yeah.
How I feel comfortable with you and working with our company, they're usually Asian. Next, that hustler mentality, but respectful. She's business minded. She's a UC Santa Barbara graduate, just graduated. Wow. She's young. She's future minded, so she wants to start a family at some point. So she's thinking about the future and wants and knows, because she's already done it, that she's run her own company and marketed. Educated. So she knows what's up. She appreciates what we do on the back end, what I do, what you do. I explain the company, and she already dug through our company a little bit. Some people don't even do that shit.
So what did she study?
She studied what did she study? I didn't know what she studied. I forgot. It's in her resume. But she just graduated like last year.
Huh.
She worked for her aunt.
What was that?
Whose name is our aunt's name, Bakbei's name.
Okay.
I was like, what? And then she shot for her for a long time.
Oh, so her aunt's a photographer?
Photographer, but aunt just retired because she wants to spend time with her children. So she saw that. She goes, okay, aunt.
Do we know this photographer?
Or? Probably not.
What are their names?
Dao Vu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I don't personally know
but you've seen the name.
I've seen the name around. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So they're related. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Qual knows them probably.
Oh, snap. Well, I'm going to tell you all these little stories where it was like, oh my God, it was a small world. And then so she shot for her for a while. So she saw that. She goes, okay, my aunt's a full-time photographer, successful, but eventually she wants to spend time with her family. I want to start a family. So I need to look for options where I could still do what I love, but I don't have to worry about the business. Okay, perfect. She gets it. Because that's what I wrote in the ad too. It's like, if you don't want to worry about the business, but you want to shoot. Yeah. You want to be a part of our company, and we're really tight over here, blah, blah, blah.
So if they retired, then that wasn't the main income source, huh?
So she's hustling on her own. So it's just her. She's running her own company.
No, her aunt.
Yeah, I think she's she has a husband, so probably the husband is supporting.
Oh, okay. I see. Because they were a husband and wife team. So
perfect.
So I'm wondering. I'm like, what happened?
I don't know. We'll ask her. So I invited her to dinner to come have dinner with us. I'll send her all the stuff in an email. Yeah. But she's done the work. I feel she's done the work. She understands what we're trying to do. Is a little minute style difference as expected. Yeah. But open to learning it, and I feel like she's definitely like Jenna, and that she's there for the couple. She's there to capture the moment, do her job right. She can manage a timeline. I just felt that. Like I felt her.
Any drive to accelerate.
Yeah. So she wants to invest in other ventures. She wants photography to fund those other ventures.
What's the other venture?
So she's not looking to lead within our company.
Oh, okay.
So that's perfect. She's just like Qua and what. Yeah. You know what she wants to do with us, and I'm like, cool. That's awesome.
What are the other ventures though?
I don't know. So
you didn't.
I'm not there. I'm not there to interview that.
Oh, I see.
You know, my focus is to figure out if she's gonna be a good fit for us. Do I like her? And I do. I really just we clicked immediately. It was like talking to my sister. I think and I said that's perfect because I'm looking for somebody for Jenna. Yeah. And that's my number one goal, is to get Jenna a team so that I can market the crap out of her. Yeah. And I feel like even socially too, and being self-sufficient to market themselves, I think they'll be very good in just getting leads for themselves, you know. So they are free to do that as well. So I explained that as well, and then I told her. And she thought of all the things professionally, like, oh, what about use of, using a portfolio versus using it for social. So I told her our conditions on that. She was like, cool, that sounds good. It's just very understandable, respectful. The only thing she doesn't have is like one lens, but well, she can just rent mine.
Yeah, but just saying off the bat, like, yeah, whoever her aunt that trained her, those were the ropes. So
It's
that
perfect.
was good training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to start at zero.
Yeah.
I would really like to just move you into being our second shooter,
Yeah.
So that's what I learned too. I was like, I'm not going to start from zero this time. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to see if you're the right fit for us. And so I just felt so good. Like I loved talking to her. I enjoyed her company. And she just seemed very easy to talk to.
And now you'll feel motivated. You'll feel more
energetic. I was
yeah.
inspired,
Yeah.
like I was like, oh my gosh, cool, now I can move, I can make the moves I want to move.
We need to fill our lives with very inspirational people.
That's the type of person.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness. And she's like, dude, it was an accident that I stumbled onto this, because usually people who apply through Indeed, just like how I found Qua, like 90% of those inquiries are shit. And I was telling her that. I was like, everybody's an idiot over here.
No.
They don't read it. They don't read the thing. They don't read the prompt. They don't read what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so the moment I see somebody who's reading things, who gives me exactly what I want, exactly an SS portfolio. Don't give me a lead portfolio. I said that in the ad, and still people sending me lead portfolio.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you blind or deaf or dumb or what?
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
More illiterate,
whatever. I was just like, okay. But it wastes your time. So I was just like, thank you so much for, reading and being present as you're reading this ad and understanding what we want. And then even before the call, she goes, oh, can you let me know what we're covering so I can be prepared? So she's just saying all these little things that add up to building trust. Like, she's trustworthy. And I was like, I like it.
That's going over the top. That's really good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, what I say, right? I'm looking for an A player.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting how you said, well, nobody knows what an A player is. I was like, an A player will know what an A player is. So I left that in there. But funnily enough, before Courtney, Alan, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but somebody.
First name Alan.
Somebody, we'll call him Alan. Yeah, we'll call him Alan. He applied and he was really bright-eyed and let me know what you need. I got all this stuff. I was like, cool. So I was talking to him, detached. I'm not seeing what I want to see.
Yeah.
So he's like, so I was like, okay, well, I still need to see if you can do the job that I want. So I'll give you an assignment because I don't see shit.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. Like, give me the assignment, whatever. And I was like, okay, this is what I need.
Yeah.
Tell him all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then a day maybe goes by, maybe less than a day goes by, and he goes, I respect your quality, but this assignment is way over my head or something like that. And I'm gonna have to decline this assignment. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
And thank you. I said, way to be honest with me.
Yeah.
And way to man up, because most people will not say that.
Yeah, people will ghost.
They'll ghost you, or they'll try to kind of do it.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll do it half-assed, like somebody that I hired on. And I'm like, So for me, now I know it's got to hit all the marks. Everything has to feel good. Emotional, mental, equipment, all the things, now that I've gone through this so many times. And I'm just getting better at hiring and sniffing out bullshit, not getting emotionally attached, and getting the results that we need for this company faster, right? Yeah. So I was like, cool. So I was inspired. But thank you to that guy for telling me no,
Cool.
And I want to hear that too. Like, if it's a no, then tell me no.
What age group are these people that are applying?
Oh, they're all over.
All over?
Yeah. Some are like really old.
Yeah, I just want to see if they're really young, right?
Yeah. Well, Courtney's really young. She's
Other than Courtney, like other applicants.
Yeah.
What are their mentalities nowadays? Are they hustlers, or are they polite? Are they manning up?
Yeah.
Like, I really want to know.
Yeah. I mean, those are the questions that come up as you like find people to hire or whatever, or find people to work with. So your cute little feet. I should take a picture of your feet.
No.
You can do it. I don't care. I just like seeing it. It's my screensaver. Cheese feet are on my screensaver. It's so odd. But yeah, I was so inspired after speaking with her. And I think our clients will really love her. That's kind of like the most
So
important
you
part
made
too.
peace with your cousin, though, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Did
I
she
don't.
make peace with you yet?
I don't know exactly how she feels, which that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I know that it may have hurt what I did or
Mhm.
how we made our decision, came to our decision or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for everyone.
Yeah.
So for me,
Forever.
I make peace with her in that I forgive everything. I
Mhm.
forgive everything. And I still love my cousin and my family. I always love my family.
Mhm.
I'll always be there for my family and support them. But like you said to me, which was very powerful, which was we have worked 10 years and very hard to build this company, and
Mhm.
we will not let anybody get in the way of that.
Yeah.
Not that we're gonna be very 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 mean, but we just have to be smart about how we want to build it, you know. So I don't think it's being mean. I think it's being smart,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, my cousin yesterday came to visit. Yeah, he asked me a lot of questions because he's in that age group. He's 26.
26.
And
It's
yeah,
good
I
to
mean,
see him.
yeah, it was great seeing him. He
That fool's
opened up.
built.
He was more lively. He's different, you know. Like he did work with us
He looks
because
confident, more confident.
yeah, he's more confident.
Yeah, I can sense that.
He's getting to the fire academy, which I'm great to hear that he accelerated to something that he loved.
Yeah.
And you know, he kept on prompting, like throughout paddleboarding, he was prompting me with like questions and stuff. It's like he's like, one of the key things that I must work on is communication.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah,
That's great.
especially being a firefighter. Like, how do I communicate
You
well?
gotta get out of here. It's burning.
Yeah, so he was asking me like, yeah, like how do you start a conversation? How do you carry on a conversation?
Oh, how cute.
And
That's
then-
great.
And then I'm like, yeah, like so his assignment was to go to each fire department and interview firefighters.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, okay, that involves a lot of communication,
Ooh,
which
wow.
he's not strong at, right?
That's nerve-wracking.
So he's like, what do I do? I'm like, okay, how would you start a conversation with your people that you know already?
Yeah.
Like just right now, me and you, we're driving to Newport, but then you're talking to me, asking me these things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's introductory.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Know the introductory about them, like what got you started in this career.
Yeah.
Where'd you went to school.
Yeah.
Those introductory things will lead on to a hour to 2 hour conversation easily.
Right.
So yeah, I just left him with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we went to the pool, and then some other dude just came in and like just kind of interrupted our conversation. But then then I was talking to him. We were talking about the Tesla, like just the entire ecosystem and how there will be less mechanics in the world because Tesla doesn't require oil changes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But then he was just observing us, like, oh, how am I carrying this conversation on with this guy that I don't even know?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
But that's cool.
Yeah,
to
he's
see
a
that,
late bloomer.
which is great. You can be.
I was a late bloomer.
As long as you get where you want to be.
Right.
And he's like, how'd you know photography was your passion? Like, I didn't know. I mean, I just kept on reminding him because he kept on saying, in life, what great advice would you pass on? Yeah, one great advice, what would you pass on? And I said, don't chase the money. Basically.
It's a good advice.
I think that's the greatest thing because the moment you chase, right, you're doing everything in life for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't fall correctly in line with what you want to do.
Very true.
Like you're not happy. It's just a short-term goal.
Yeah.
And you're going to fall out and wanting to do something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was telling him, the society, the norm, our bureaucratic system controls you in college, increases the prices in tuition, forcing you to find something quickly to major in, get the hell out.
Yeah.
Or if you're stuck there, you're in debt. So what is it going to be? You got to make a quick decision, right? So, but these decisions you're not passionate about, and that's what I told him. So make sure, you do your research and you really love it. You wake up in the AM knowing that, I'm filled with energy to do this, and I can do it like 10 years from now. And I told him that, and hopefully he understands. Now I also told him, I can tell you all this stuff, but if you don't apply it, it means nothing. Like majority, like not 80 and 90% of people, they don't listen, and they rather fail. And then they'll be like, oh yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I just told him, like, just to kind of wake him up that I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
You kind of take it or you leave it, but like you're going to figure it out your own way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
because curiosity.
Right.
Curious.
Like what? Like what if? Like who cares? Like let me just try it.
But then I did tell him curiosity is like a drug, a really bad drug. Like if I failed in it, right? Would you want to take that same drug? Are you curious to try that drug for yourself?
That's kind of harsh.
There's an extreme, curiosity level.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about drugs.
But I just want, drill into you, like to be, like there is some things that I'm telling you right now, I'm going to save you, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to go all the way down.
Like
there.
What?
Like, he's already going through college and stuff, right? He already failed, so there's no...
Failed in college?
Well, he dropped out many majors.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like he already went through it all.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to tell somebody no for something if they're curious to try. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like people got to just take responsibility. Like I said earlier, like if you didn't want to go to college and you dropped out many times, but say this time you're like, and you finally graduated, like, cool, that's on you. That's perfect. Like you decided to do that.
Yeah.
But if you decided to drop out of college, that's your decision. Take responsibility for your decision and then move on with your life. Yeah. No reason to blame so-and-so or say like, well, this person did it or this person did or this person failed or this person succeeded. It's like, what are you going to do? Because you're your own person, or you should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were working out, he's like, "Yeah, you're like really focused when you're lifting." I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta be focused, man."
But then he said you're lifting wrong.
No, like he's saying that I'm very focused when I'm lifting.
Yeah. Which
not a lot of people have that.
I see.
Yeah, you're like on time after every rep, and you push forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, it's the same thing in my job. Like, I'm focused. Once I have an assignment that I must complete, I'm going to complete it. There's no procrastination. There's no hanging out and talking to you while I'm lifting. I need to get this shit done and let's go.
Well, what about yoga then?
Huh?
I'm just razzing you.
Yeah.
You quit on the yoga.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Showed up today.
The other one you did. Well, that was I guess that was a harder one.
But, and it was probably hot, so I got annoyed.
Oh, wow.
No, when it's hot.
Like you never get hot.
I always get hot, but that was like
it's always hot.
Heat and working out.
Like,
it irks you. It irks me.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of life lessons I had to tell him. It was cool to share that with him. He said that, you've been successful since he last worked with us.
Yeah.
and that's what 2013 or 2014.
Yeah, it was a while back.
It's been 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
and I have to say, yeah, we've grown a lot. And for him to come over here just to see, our success, I was like, yeah. It all starts with in your home, right? So he's living it pretty rough. He's like renting for my aunt, and my aunt is bossing him around, and he doesn't like it. But then he's trapped. He feels trapped still because he's still with his mom and his sister, but they guilt trip him that he doesn't want to leave them. Like, so
Is that
he's
true?
living with his mom and our aunt, but then the elder aunt is telling him, you can't leave your mom and your sister here all alone.
Oh,
And
why?
then he's like, well, because he has to pay for, like work and pay for rent and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm like, dude, you just need to cut it off and get the fuck out.
You can still support your family
Yeah.
financially without being there.
Yeah, but it's very selfish because the elder aunt wants him to pay rent to help her as well.
Why?
Because they're all living in the same damn house.
Oh, I thought it's two different houses.
No, it's all of this. It's a two families are living together in one house.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they both lost their home during 2008.
Got you.
So
Okay, I see.
yeah.
Well, so he's the only wage earner?
No, I mean, he's not the only one. They're all working.
Oh.
Yeah, but then if he left, they have to make it up that $600 somehow.
Oh,
and they
just
don't
rent
want
it.
some random stranger because there's only one room with two families. So I'm not sure what the situation is, but I just told him when you have to cut loose, because the moment when you take that risk and say no to your family, then you're going to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told him my experience and our experience where it was a risk.
Mhm.
Yeah. But we make it happen. You will make some adjustment and you'll make it happen if you really want it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah,
they will understand because
yeah.
what are you gonna do? Like not live? That's very what you come here for then, right? Like why are you in America then?
Yeah.
Yeah. You might as well stay
And the sad thing was I'm like, so is your parents or are they going to purchase a new home? Why aren't they willing to just move out then if this other aunt is controlling you guys and you guys are always getting to fights and stuff, arguments, right? They're like, oh, well, my mom was waiting for grandma's life insurance. I'm like, dude, that's the worst. She's chasing money. It's not going to happen. Grandma is like really damn strong. She just broke her hip. She's recovering and she's still walking, man. So she's going to have 15 years on her. So,
dude, that's so messed up.
Yeah, I'm
she should have said that.
Like
you're waiting for somebody to die.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
That's the worst.
Well, I'm not gonna judge, but it's that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate when they don't have their own ambition.
Yeah.
To work for themselves.
Yeah.
Why are you depending on your grandmother? Already worked so hard, right, to get everybody over here. Yeah. And it's just a free ride. That's selfish. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
It sucks to be in that home life. I'm so grateful that
I'm like, why are you chasing money?
Yeah.
And he said that. He's like, yeah, she's chasing money.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't chase it.
Well, sometimes we need that really hardship to show us the contrast of this is what my life can be.
Yeah.
And I can stay here or I can be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I think in some way we all are, we're all faced with a certain type of challenge that we needed. Like I needed to be challenged in such a way. I went through my own hardship or whatever, and then now in my current life, I'm going through my own hardship, right? So there's always going to be a challenge in front of you that I think it's supposed to be there so that you can grow past it. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what I believe.
Yeah. And I feel like more and more as we're working with our team and surrounding ourselves with like-minded people that inspire us. A part of life, well, a big part of life to live life is for those experiences.
Right.
You don't live life to make money. And you always say money is always a tool. Use it, right? It's not supposed to be there to hoard. You're supposed to use it. And my dad will always say the same thing as well. Use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Money makes money.
Yeah.
Right? But don't hoard it.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything. It depreciates. So along with experiences is helping others. I feel in life it's all about helping others.
Yeah.
And when you help others, it brings more purpose to your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
so when you ask, like, why are we trying so hard to accelerate this business to another level, right? I kind of think to myself is to help others, actually.
okay.
You know, like the goal is, yeah, it helps us have a better experience in our working environment, but we love working with a solid team.
Yeah, with the right people.
That continues to inspire us throughout our lives, right? To give us true experiences, to experience other things as well.
Yeah.
Not just photography, but life is filled with experiences. But to take care of people, they will take care of you.
Right.
So
yeah.
So it's all about it's a cycle.
It's a cycle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to be,
it's not about making more.
We want to lead that cycle too. Or we have the opportunity to.
Yeah.
There's been many opportunities to lead, and I feel like we failed in a lot of ways in the beginning, which was good because we needed to understand what it means to fail as a leader and what it means to see the weight of that stress and the consequences of failing leadership. And then I feel like in the last 2 years, dialed in and tried to discover what it means to lead, not only a team professionally, but to lead, say, each other in marriage, or to lead each other in our relationship. Like, there's so many levels or facets to being a good leader.
Yeah, I agree with that, because every time we're reaching another level, right? Any new challenges you bring upon me, any challenges I bring onto the company, challenges are good.
Yeah.
I mean, it forces you to try, it forces you to experiment, and those experiment becomes experiences.
Yeah.
It also makes you a stronger person, a wiser person, and to look back on your failures as as achieving success in a way. So that's why I feel that as we keep on reaching levels, we're gaining more experiences, we're gaining more also probably true happiness along with those experiences.
Yeah, true happiness.
Yeah.
Like really feeling in your purpose.
Sustainable happiness. That's what it is. It's like it's for the long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
momentary.
It's not short term. Just like that's why those get rich quick business schemes don't work. Yeah, you hop in a boba shop and you think you can collect this amount of dough and then close it down and then hop to another one.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn yourself out because you're gonna wonder, what is my business? What
the business of jumping.
What is my purpose? Why am I doing this? It doesn't serve people, it doesn't help people because you closed down something.
Yeah. Is that what you were thinking about?
No. I'm just thinking about other people that opened up yogurt shops.
You did think about it though. I remember conversations like that.
Yogurtland shop.
Like, what's a quick investment that we can do? I'm
glad to.
I'm glad to see that's not in your vocabulary anymore these days.
Yeah, it's not, because it's fucking hard.
Well, not only that, I think you too.
It takes a lot of time.
Like, you'll often come to me and tell me, money is not the point of life. And I'm like, okay. and then you'll come back and tell me that again. Yeah. And I feel like you say that, or you come to your own self-awareness that maybe you have been chasing money.
Yeah.
In some way. Like, I think stocks excite you for the same reason.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll always show me I made $200 within a month, and you always talk about the quickness of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I don't care. I don't give a fuck, because as long as you haven't cashed out, you
Yeah.
haven't made shit.
Yeah.
To me. So as long as you know it, like as long
Yeah.
as you're having cycles of self-awareness, which is great. It doesn't come all at once and you see Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, oh, okay, so I've been thinking about this, and this is how I feel about it. And again, you come back to the same conclusion. Don't chase the money. Don't chase the money. Like
Yeah.
you've said, life is about experiences, not about chasing money, for the last 3 shows.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that in you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that in you.
I've noticed it, but the experiences of even playing stocks, right? Even that little gain or whatever.
It's a game. I understand.
It's the experience of playing it.
Yeah, the playing the game,
Yeah.
which is good. So like I see that you understand that investing is a game,
Yeah.
and it's money that you're willing to lose. And I see
Yeah.
that you're no longer, say, emotionally attached, where you're like afraid to invest $100 a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think you're ready. But now I see this evolution in you,
Yeah.
which is seeing, yes, the greater picture, and also being more present. Like when we went out to Bruno's, sometimes when we go out, because of the nature of our business, our mind is on business. And so we both have been getting better at being able to separate that when it's our time and it's time to spend with each other. Like we honestly did not, I think we were mindful of it. Like it's very easy to talk about business.
Yeah.
When we're in the car and driving to a place to go out to eat.
Yeah.
But now I think we're getting a lot better. Like I think Bruno's was the first time we're like, I feel like 100% of the time
Yeah.
we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt that.
I felt that.
And I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, cool, we're not talking about business. But truly, like
Yeah.
I'm truly engaged with what you're saying, and it's not about business.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like we're faking it before, because we're trying to make that transition of stop talking about business and let's talk about something else. But this shit's on my mind.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna be present. I enjoy it, and I noticed that we were kind of like in the vibe. Like, oh, this feels like a date.
Yeah.
Not like a business meeting like most dates turn
But it
into.
was relaxing. I love hanging out.
Yeah, it was good.
Midweek during the evening. It's just.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
when I was
nice.
freaking paddleboard yesterday, it was like.
That was good.
I was so relaxed.
Yeah.
Like.
And I got alone
need
time.
it. Like you freaking need to be outdoors. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that balance of just away from electronics and away from social communication through.
Like social media.
Yeah, social media is like. Yeah, you freaking need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was out there, I freaking forgot about James for a second. Like, I paddled so fast. I was like
I'm in another country.
He's like, oh, you're quick.
He's
I was like, oh shit, hold on.
That's funny. I know when the first time you were in the paddle boat, and I was like, wow, he's going for a long time, and I just like fish and wait for you. Good thing I caught something to distract me. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, you're taking more initiative and just like, separating yourself, which I love. Yeah, that's good.
But the stress level, like something, it's like, it's good now.
Good.
Heart rate's not up.
Yeah.
I mean, PTSD sometimes when shit hits the fan in certain situations in
Yeah,
our
yeah,
business.
yeah.
Or like just something, but yeah, I'm not.
But it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it will happen again, and that's what I learned this week. And I was listening to all my, because like when I get in a rut, I go listen to Gary Vee videos all day. That way I can get out of my rut.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to spiral down, but it's just as easy, I think, to spiral back up. And
you also found like a new teammate as well
and I found a new teammate
for Marcus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So instead of like, I mean, I was dialed in, I was focused. I was like, I'm going to find this person.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like you always kind of remind me too. You're like, you'll find them.
Yeah.
It's easy to find them, right? Like we were in
Whole Foods.
We were in Whole Foods, and I was distracted. And I was like, man, and I said it. I was like, I can't be present because I'm thinking about this bomb dropped on me.
Well, I told you
But it's easy. You're finding,
Yeah,
it's a
finding a
lot
video
easier
team,
to
yeah.
find a video person. I was like,
And you
oh, you're
will.
right. You're right. And
Yeah.
then boom, I could be present again. And that was awesome. So,
Yeah.
to be able to have that support of like,
And you shared it with Marcus.
and I shared it with Marcus. He was like, cool.
Cool.
Didn't give me any pushback. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. You trust me. I mean, I looked at the work and I was like, I feel like it's okay.
Other than work, what equipment did you use?
He's got the Sony A7. He's got all the things. So I said, cool.
Oh, good.
Sounds good. And he's responsive, so I like that. So
Cool.
kind of checked all the boxes in terms of communication, I think, and for trust.
So he marked it down. And...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Igor.
Igor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already sent him the timeline.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So.
I had a friend named Igor.
Yeah, Igor. It's Russian, I think.
Oh, okay.
Russian last name, I think.
Cool.
But yeah,
Great.
he was.
Russians are really creative.
Yeah, well, he reached out earlier too when I posted, so I knew he was paying attention. Like he was on me. Like, oh, she's probably gonna post something again. So I'm glad he was there for us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, invite him to Canon, right? Or any,
Canon?
or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can if I.
Yeah.
I kind of forget that we go to stuff now. So,
Yeah.
so I invited Courtney too, and she actually applied with Canon.
Oh, okay.
But she
For
was
the
like.
class?
For no to work, because she was like, oh man, I gotta find something to help support.
Yeah.
And that's when she stumbled upon my ad, and she just applied like a couple days ago, and I was like,
So,
dude.
although ours is like per diem in a way, what is she doing on the side?
Just her stuff.
Her stuff.
Yeah.
And how many does she want?
How many does she want?
Mhm.
Just enough to support herself.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't ask her your logistical questions. I don't think about that stuff. I think
Okay.
about the emotional. I think
Because
about
it goes back to the mental game. I mean, the taking care of your mental self.
right.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to be hungry and
Yeah.
feel unstable, right?
Well, I
So-
told her because she's talented.
Yeah.
She has other talents and other skills. I said, I
Mhm.
see that you have a marketing mind.
Yeah.
She does. She has a camera presence. Cool.
Mhm.
Check. So she's like Jenna in a way,
Okay.
but more computer savvy.
Okay.
So she does, she does her own website. She does all that. She has a good eye for what looks good in design. And I said, okay, well, as long as it makes sense, there are
Yeah.
other opportunities within our company. But let's just start here with shooting first.
I
Okay. So I told her the door is open,
Mhm.
and we have the ability to do many things together. But
Mhm.
let's start here first. Okay. Because
Yeah.
my biggest thing is to build trust. Because I told her there's been many people that have let me down.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just very picky. We're very picky for a good reason about who we let in, because we want it not only to be a good fit,
Yeah.
but also to be kind of like a family. That's what I want. I don't want just whoever in here.
Yeah.
And I want to hang out. I don't want to just see you on wedding days.
Yeah.
I want to hang out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she's young, so it's not
Okay.
like she has a family to commit to right now or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's very good. Also, she went to Benny's. She knows about Benny. She went to Benny's workshop, how to be a better second shooter.
Okay.
And I
cool.
was like, that's dope. Because I was thinking, I was like, oh, Benny lives right here.
Yeah.
She's like, what? And she's like, I went to that workshop. It's really cool.
Oh,
And I was
good.
like, wow, you're putting in the work. Like, you're focused on being a second
Yeah.
shooter. You're not here to just be second shooter for a little bit and be a lead,
Yeah.
or learn how our business work and get out and be a lead. No,
Yeah.
she wants to be a second shooter because she's already thinking about this thing of like, I don't want to run my company. I do it because I have to.
Yeah.
Or not because I have to, but because, I want to support myself with my own work.
Yeah.
But if I can just second shoot, that's great.
Cool.
She just said all the right things. So I was just so grateful.
So she's the same age as Jenna then? or-
2 years younger.
Oh, so it's like almost like Kevin Tran.
Like Kevin Tran, yeah,
Yeah.
96.
Wow.
96, dude.
Well, I mean, it's not as young as Steven, so
That's true. But I'm just saying. What were you doing in 96?
I don't remember. I think
I
I was in
was,
fourth grade.
I just came back from Philippines. So
Yeah.
that's 5th grade, I think.
Yeah.
5th grade for me.
I was in Hawaii
Yeah.
then.
Wow. That's crazy. So anyway, also she knows about Ning. So she knows
Okay.
who Ning is. She's like, "Oh yeah, she knows that Ning is very active. So she's very active within the photography
Oh,
world.
in the community.
In the community.
Okay,
So
cool.
she's in the beat of things, and I was like, this is perfect. She is like a Kevin Tran.
So she went to UC Santa Barbara.
UC Santa Barbara, yeah, just graduated.
Don't know her major.
I don't know major, yeah.
So
It's in the
where's
resume.
she based from then?
She's in Santa Ana.
Okay, so
Yeah.
pretty local.
Local, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't live out there. So, yeah, I was like, dude, dope. Like, let's go grab a drink.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to go hang out with her immediately. That's how I felt. I was like, wow, you're like a little Jenna.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very bubbly.
Which is cool. Jenna will be in Costa Mesa soon.
They're
so-
gonna be so tight. I feel
Yeah.
like they're gonna be really good fit.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
Cool.
It's such a weight off my shoulders that not only did I find what I was looking for, but more.
Yeah.
You know. So that was really great. I'm like on
Good.
cloud 9. That feels
Yeah.
good. That feels good to find somebody who's
Yeah.
there for you, who understands, who supports you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I may be putting out a bit too much early on, or maybe it feels a little too early, but I like to dig into what my gut tells me
Yeah.
nowadays. Now I listen to my gut now. So,
Yeah.
what are we doing today? We're doing
Today?
something exciting today.
Well, I have to still do my routine. I
What's
want to
your
choose
routine?
images.
Okay.
Already prepped for tomorrow's wedding.
Mhm.
Gotta load up the photo booth.
Mhm.
Clarify some emails for the next wedding.
Yeah.
And I killed a big ass spider this morning.
Good job, Ben. I know
Thank
it was
you.
hard for you.
No, it was freaking hard, man. I got all the strategies.
You're all like, come
but
in
I'm more
here.
prepared. I was
Good.
more prepared.
I was like, you can handle it.
But I wasn't prepared because I didn't know what was about to happen. But I was just rolling up my paddleboard. And then I was just pressing the air.
And it was like, hi.
But then I was like really close, right to the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I put my hands out right here, and 2 inches away from me was a spider this big.
Yeah.
It's a wolf spider.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a wolf spider.
God damn.
They're wolf
Yeah,
spiders.
in Chino, you get crazy ass big things like
Yeah.
that mosquito eating thing that we freaking hate that bitch. And then the wolf spider. What else? Big grasshopper. Everything's big out here.
Okay, things that fly freaks me out. Like, I can't deal with it, but spiders, I'm willing to deal with it because they just crawl.
Yeah, at least you know where they're going.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can only go this way,
Yeah.
way. But if it's flying,
Yeah.
ooh.
No, flying freaks me out. Even
Whatever.
though they're dumb when they fly, but
They're flying like this. They're like, how do I get out of here?
yeah. But man, I was in the garage as well, and we're having a monarch butterfly festival in the backyard.
We are.
And I was just fiddling around trying to search for certain things, and
Like,
a monarch butterfly was flying inside our garage. I'm like, how the hell did you get in here? But I'm freaking out. I was like running in the garage and like opened up the garage. But the spider was crazy, man. I know spiders are good for you and they kill shit, but this one was just way too gigantic.
It's too big. Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
You
I
said
didn't
its
know where
leg
it was.
flying.
So I didn't know where it was. I freaking jumped on my board and it was underneath, and then the leg popped out.
Poor bastard.
I was like, "Is this?"
Did it die after that, or was it still moving?
No, it was still moving. Like wolf spiders, if you don't know, now you know. They have like 8 legs. All of them do, right? But I killed like 2 of its legs and it was still crawling. It's like strong as hell,
Yeah.
right? So I kept on freaking pounding my board even more. I'm like,
Oh, so you have spider guts on your board?
yeah, it was purple.
Whoa.
It was purple.
Whoa.
They're not venomous, like they're not poisonous.
Ooh.
But
so
its
alien.
juice like freaking squirted out, and then I just took Lysol and Lysol sprayed it, so it's all sanitized. Yeah,
So gross. All right.
yeah. So that was my journey this morning. It took
Oh,
about
okay.
30 minutes
I
to
know.
accomplish that level. Dude, but
Well, you did it.
I was freaking scared because okay, the thing disappeared.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
was
you'll
like-
figure it out.
I was like, no, I cannot work out with a gigantic spider
If you're
crawling
in line.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was to lift and I saw that thing, I would drop weights on my toes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you heard on Gizmodo that lady that was driving a big spider came out of nowhere and
Fuck
she
that.
crashed
Mm-mm.
into the in this side, you know, like
Like the
that,
shoulder.
Yeah, the shoulder.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
she freaking. And then Gizmodo was like, "We get it."
We don't blame you.
Yeah, like we get it when you see something that big.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
freaking
Or-
even Nathan, he got bit in the ear by like some brown recluse or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that's
It was
a real,
all purple. It was
that's
like
a real threat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Poor Nathan.
oh shit, man.
Anyway, we're also gonna go get some beer.
Yeah, some mango Hefeweizen.
That's what I was hinting at, not your spider story, but
Yeah.
it's good to hear you vanquish the spider this
I
morning.
need to.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, we're gonna get the dopest beer.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the same. You know what? Even I was talking to Courtney and she's like, dude, you should try Golden Road. And I was like, Golden Road. And that was on the menu. And that's the brand. I was like,
That's
how?
mango Hefeweizen?
Yeah. I was like, how do you freaking know everything right now? How are you so in line with me right now?
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah. So you could try. She said it's a brewery and it's
Yeah.
in Anaheim. And there's one in LA. So it matches up with, because you found that
Yeah.
the thing was in LA. And she's like, the vibe is really cool. You could go hang out there at the brewery. And I was like, dope. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know, I just can't wait to taste it. It's really hot now.
It is Golden Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know these things? So yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
You tell all about your coffee thing. And...
I told her about coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
She drinks coffee. And I said, I'll bring her some.
Yeah.
If she come have dinner with us or comes to the Canon thing with us.
Yeah.
I'll bring her some.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
all right, guys.
That's April.
That's a wrap for April.
That's April.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in with us throughout this month.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
lessons this week.
Um,
Loved it.
Yeah.
What a journey. Feels good. We're going into May. My mom's birthday's in May.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Tahoe
We're going to go South Lake Tahoe.
in May, right?
And even how cold it is, I'll still paddleboard. I don't care.
I'm going to be on the shore then.
Yeah.
And I'll fish. We're going to see your cousin.
Yeah.
And we have so many weddings in May.
Do I?
We had, well,
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah.
you
I
have
do have like.
you have 3, right?
Back to backs.
Yeah.
Like 1,
You have 3. Jenna has 3.
3. No, I
Yeah.
have 4.
You have 4. We have
No, 5. I have 5.
God damn. So
Yeah.
we got 9. Oh
Yeah.
no, 8. We got 8. And then Jenna's got some engagements and stuff. So
Yeah.
May is going to be a very busy month for us, which is
Yeah.
great because we kind of had a slower. It was cool. Like it's April, so we had a slow down and increase, but we had time to like create some content and touch base with each other and
Yeah.
go through all the shit that we just went through. So, but yeah, good April. Thank you, April.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chi.
Thank you, baby.
For keep doing the show with me and keep
Yeah.
encouraging me to keep doing the show even
Thank
when
you
I
for
get
a lovely
frustrated.
monthly birthday.
yeah, and your birthday was this month.
Namaste.
Namaste, the day. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.